Yo, what's up? I've been doing some thinking, and I genuinely think that in the next 2 or 3 years, business opportunities are gonna evaporate because AI is simply gonna do it for you. So I put myself to the test. Over the past week, I've created multiple apps, and to tell you the truth, I didn't even know how to do half of it. Most people get stuck, not because they're stupid, but because they don't understand the tools and they overthink. I used to have this exact same problem until something clicked with me. And that was that you don't need to do everything yourself. You just need to start and handle the problems one by one. The truth to success is just starting. Perfection is the killer of execution. I will be showing you guys the behind the scenes process. I hope you enjoy and learn something. Stay tuned. Yo, what's up, gents? I'm about to head out. My cousin is here. We're about to have an interesting meeting today, just going over some of the stuff I've been working on, see if I can get another person on board to help me with that. And I wanted to document everything. So far, nothing has changed. We are still waiting for our furniture. You guys can see I'm on baby duty. I got Octavian here asleep. I'm not ashamed to show you guys. We've just been sleeping on an air mattress for the last few days. Anyways, that's not the point. The point is, this is not just all talk, it is action. That is how you get things done. So I'll catch you guys when I'm there. Okay, that was a lot harder than I thought it was gonna be, bringing the baby down by myself. Now I gotta drop the car down, take the seat apart, and put the seat in my cousin's car. We're about to get some business done, boys.
I feel like I need a stage name. I gotta create one. I don't know.
I really do think that in the big 2026, even I have been sleeping on the ability to mobilize quickly and get to market extremely fast using AI tools. Especially when you're already like a person who has experience. This guy already has a business. It's not like we're beginners. The thing is that with AI tools, you can get all the boilerplate out of the way. And since you already have experience running a business or financials or development or whatever skill set you have the ability to quickly look over what the AI did and say, is this good? I think that at least right now where AI is at, it's complicated enough that a normal average person is not gonna be able to do everything efficiently, but it's also easy enough that a person who has a little bit of experience can get a lot more done.
And I think AI is going to help bridge a lot of gaps, especially for the big dreamers. A lot of times when we dream big, but what holds us back is just the technology behind it. And imagine if we're able to create a couple AI agents that's going to help us connect the dots and get our products out to the masses.
I had a lot of ideas before, but those ideas required a lot of time and hands in the pot, right? It was so hard to start a business, like an actual modern tech business by yourself without having hella connections and also hella capital, because like how would you even pay for all those things? But now you have these AI agents, agentic AI, like there's so many things you can do by yourself. But the good thing is, like I said in the beginning, it's not so mainstream that everybody is doing it. I was telling my cousin about the Amazon FBA thing. Like my brother did Amazon FBA in like 2018. Back then it wasn't that popular, so you had an edge. In the big 2025, 2026, even my aunt, his mom, is like messaging us about Amazon FBA. If my dad and my aunt and my grandparents are talking about, oh, do you got an Etsy account? It's like, okay, like this is done. Like you're jumping on the wave when the wave is already like fizzling out. You gotta get on it before everybody else does. Right now, at least with like these tech startups that are based on AI, they're just complicated enough that the average Joe's not doing it yet.
And then it takes the human emotions out of it. Like I think that's the biggest thing, where humans are the biggest deterrent in anything. And just having AI that can just get right to it, already has tons of data points that it can just piece together, it's a no-brainer. Still in the early adaptive stages, so that's the beautiful thing. It's about collecting and harvesting your data. And that's the most important thing that you could do right now. Creating something with AI that can streamline that process, it can be innovative and can be lucrative. That can be a service, a standalone service that makes millions of dollars.
Exactly. I was telling somebody yesterday that any problem that you encounter, any obstacle, any grievance, any blocker that you encounter is an opportunity to make money. I don't understand how some people can't see that. Like I really hate to say it, but I feel like in 2025, 2026, if you're not using all of the tools available to you, which are openly available to you, to get rich, then you want to stay poor. Because there's so many opportunities, there's so many problems to solve. A lot of developers are complaining about AI and vibe coding, and they're saying, oh, companies aren't hiring developers because they're vibe coding, da 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 da. As a developer, you say, okay, the problem use case is that there's no jobs. However, with the advent of vibe coding, where normal layman people are trying to use that to code, those people encounter bugs that they're unable to solve, or they're unable to describe to the AI, so the AI is not able to solve it for them. They get stuck in the CI validation process. They get stuck in the deployment process. You as a developer have those skills. So why aren't you positioning yourself as the provider of the solution to those types of problems? And I assure you that if you position yourself that way, there's tons and tons of opportunity for you to capitalize on the lack of knowledge that these people have. You should come in as a hero, offer a service to get them past that hurdle. That's a premium service. Am I crazy?
No, not at all.
It's like, instead of complaining and whining, learn the new skill. I don't get it. But people like to sit back and complain.
You guys are thinking like, okay, well, I'm out of a tech job. Think about the deployment aspect of it. People still need to connect AI to their backend systems, to their CRMs. I see this a lot right now with Go High Level and different major CRMs like Shopify and things like that. They still need help in deploying AI and deploying databases in their backends so that they can feed the machine and they can learn about their businesses and their processes and make things easier for themselves. So there's always areas for you to pivot to, and I think deployment is critical because people still need to know how to connect APIs and tokens and all that.
Exactly, but like I said, you can either sit back and complain and watch the train leave the station, and then, I really do think that in a few years, the job landscape will completely look different and you'll be left behind. Or you can dig in and start consuming information to get up to date with what's happening so that you can be in the forefront of that movement and you don't get left behind, because I really do think that things are about to get shooken up really, really drastically, especially with these agentic AIs that are able to do everything on your computer. It's going to be GG's for people trying to do normal jobs. And you can either be proactive or you can complain. But anyways, I gotta save some battery. I'll catch you guys when I get to his house. The problem with intelligence is that when people are intelligent, they overanalyze and they don't make a move. Whereas people that are dumb, they don't analyze the situation at all. They just do it. They say, I'm gonna open a used car dealership. Yeah, they might run into problems as they're going, but while they're going, they solve the problems as they go, or they don't even solve the problems. They hire some other person I'm not getting enough sales, let me hire a sales guy. Oh, the cars are breaking down constantly, let me hire a mechanic. They allocate the problems to people who can solve it, and they don't focus on the negative aspect of it. They just power through it, and they do it. So I'm trying to just not even think, with this idea, I brought it up to my guys, and they were telling me oh, well, what if this happens? What if that happens? I'm like, bro, first of all, I'm not worried about any of that stuff. Let's build a product. Let's start running the campaigns. You can worry about all that stuff later. The branding, the name, all that stuff, the URL, the logo, none of that matters. Let's build a product. Let's get the product in front of some customers. And then as we go, we'll refine. And, the name right now, ClipPay. That might not be the name. I might launch this with that name and then a month later be you know what, let's change the name. Yeah. It doesn't matter. A lot of people, they start over analyzing and they want to I gotta design a logo. Mm-hmm. Oh, I gotta come up with a name. Oh, I gotta do this. Oh, I got dude, just do the thing and get the customers, and then use customer feedback as the tool, the mechanism to propel you towards getting to the final product. As you can see, first of all, even the AI, when it generated the app, it didn't make it perfectly clean. For example, the UI, these buttons were mad small. I went in myself, and I just changed it manually myself. I'm a developer, I can do that. Simple basic dashboard, it just tells you how many views you have, the payout so far, how many active campaigns you have. The analytics are simple, just basically the same thing. Total views, payout, campaigns, active, and then the top campaigns filtered by whatever has the most views. And that's all you actually need for the dashboard for managing, right? When they create the campaigns, it shows up on the website, and then clippers can go into that website and they can choose which campaigns they want to work for. And they submit their link. The person who makes the campaign, they can go in. It's not no matter who it is, like clavicular, first of all, on Discord, it's more work than clicking a link and watching the video. Like there's probably, he has to keep track of every person you talk to and like separate conversations. So I just finished a killer session brainstorming and just seeing what we're gonna do in the next level. I really wanted to bring you guys along with me, but unfortunately, I still have a bunch of stuff on the CX card and I don't wanna dump it into the computer. But we're gonna have plenty of opportunities to do this moving forward. And I'm gonna be recording that process too for the people who are business minded and wanna, they wanna make it out of the hood. They're gonna have all of the guidelines on how to do that. It's up to them if they really implement. I'm hoping they implement. Stay tuned for that.
And no excuses. No excuses.
No
with
excuses.
AI. Cut that shit out. You can do anything you want to.
No excuses. It's all action from here, boys. Anyways, I'll catch you on the next one. I'm out. Peace.